Let's make a start. Hello and welcome to the Twitch live stream of Sol Trader Development. Today is a very exciting day. We are working on the face generation stuff. That's going to be really fun. I've done some work on this already, but hopefully you should be able to see the face generation stuff go in around about the same time as I see it for the first time, which is pretty cool. So the work that I've done so far, let's just have a look at what we've done so far. We have got a bunch of test face stuff there, which we're going to get rid of in a minute. I am reading the faces in, and I'm setting random face pieces to start with. And that's good. I think there's a couple of other things in here that I just need to check in, actually. So when did I last check in? Friday, that was ages ago. Okay, right. Let's check some stuff in. Oh, I should probably retweet the fact that I'm now live. That's always a good thing to do. Let's do that first. If you have trouble hearing me, I'm sorry, I don't have my headphones at the moment, which is very annoying. So you're just going to have to bear with me. I can't do anything about that right now. Couldn't find them in time. So there we go. Retweeted. Okay, right. So what we want to do is, yes, don't care about that. No. Yes. No, not that. What I'm doing is I'm checking in all the stuff that was before the face stuff that I've started adding, and I'm going to go through the face stuff that I'm adding at the moment, and then I'm going to talk about it. So, no, not that. Yes, what's that? Oh, that's just checking to make sure that targets aren't dead if you're going to fall out with them. Not that, 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 not that. I haven't checked that actually. I need to check that works. Let me just put a quick. Which file is that? Okay, what I tend to do is I created a new function called string length. I haven't needed a string length until now, so I'm trying to avoid just using standard string length stuff because it's kind of fun to write your own and just make sure that you're kind of in a good space with that. You don't forget how to do it. So that is new utils. I'm trying to keep the amount of string stuff down, but what I'll do is I'll stick a breakpoint in there, so the first time we hit it, I'll actually make sure that that's correct. Okay, so, no, yeah, I'll check that. Okay, and yes, we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that too, and that, and we don't need that, and we need that. Great, so now, this is just a bunch of stuff to do with falling out. Improve fallings out and ensure you can't fall out with dead people. That would be bad. Okay, so that's done. Right, so now I'm totally in the zone for faces. Okay, so the code that I've written so far is I've got some code inside new state.cpp, actually no, gamecontroller.cpp. Here for loading in my face pieces. So I've basically what I do is I preload all of the stuff into this new state blob data thing, and then we read an entire asset file. This is all a bit temporary, called facepieces.csv. Okay, so the new state blob data is called inside initialize state, or that's used here. So face piece data is in here somewhere. Initialize state maybe. Where is that actually being used? Oh, there it is. There we go. So then we grab it into a string store, and I'll show you what face pieces is. It's very simple. It's just a CSV file. This means that anyone can mod this stuff. The idea is that this game is pretty moddable. So if you wanted to create your own face pieces, then you could do that. All you need to do is tell me what the piece is, so eyes, nose, hair, ear, that kind of thing. This ordering here is the order in which we will display them, so that's important. And then we've got how many options we have, so either 1 if there's only one option, or 5 if there are 5 options, and whether they're optional or not, which basically means if it's 0, you have to have 1, and if it isn't 0, then you don't have to have 1, basically. That's how it works. I'm actually going to need another here, which is going to be something like, for example, the suit and the t-shirt. I'm going to keep these at the moment, but that's going to be chosen based on your profession. It's not really part of your face as such. And I'm tempted to make eyewear a bit like that, but I think probably what I'll do in this instance, the suit and the t-shirt, I'm going to leave that like that for now. I'm going to choose a random one, and then we can always just override it when they get a profession. That's probably what I'm going to do. We'll kind of go with that. Okay, so let's see whether or not, okay, this all works. So as far as I know, loading the face pieces works. I've checked to make sure that inside our history generation, we actually grab the face pieces from the various people. So this is down to, just basically says, if you inherit the face piece from your primary taking after, so that basically means as a child is born, they either take after their mother or their father. And the idea is to basically say, okay, we'll pick the mother's face piece for that particular face piece, or pick the father's face piece, or whichever way around it is, or we'll just make it up. We'll just choose something. If we don't have a mother or a father, we just choose it randomly. And the first few characters in the game don't actually have parents. So that's the reason that we do that. Okay, so I think we've got to the point, and I checked this, that we've actually got all of these things being generated, and people are having faces generated correctly. So let me just rebuild the code, make sure that's all okay. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to put in a couple of tests for that string compare function while I think about it. So I've got a little test file here, string compare, and basically I'm just using the assert method to do a few tests. So so basically what I want to do is say assert string length of 0, and that should be 0. And then I kind of want to say, string length, that's probably what I want. And then I want to say string length, hello, it's 5. That's probably enough for now. Yeah, set string length null, what does that do? String length null should be also 0. Just make sure that works. Okay, sometimes it's useful to have those automated tests. Hello, IKLSR, nice to see you. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm doing this every Monday now. Yeah, I've had a few weeks off. I know it was a shame. I had to do some other stuff, but I'm back. I'm back for the next few weeks actually. I don't think I'll be able to do next week just because I'm at a wedding, which is actually happening at the live stream time. I suppose I could live stream from the service, but that might be a bit disruptive to the ceremony. So I think probably I'll just go to the wedding and we'll do the live streaming the following week. But anyway, yes, I'm back. I should be back every week pretty much for the next little while. Yes, I know a schedule by popular demand. So yeah. Oh yeah, the other big news is that I have a Patreon now. People have been asking me incessantly for Patreon support so that they can support the live stream and also the development of the game. The URL is there, so you should be able to just follow that on the screen if you would like to support me. That would be lovely. Okay, anyway, so I've got the string length test that I popped in there. Let's just run the game, make sure that it's all working fine and building okay. Oh, no, it's broken horribly. Oh yeah, sol string length. That's because I'm out of the namespace, kind of deliberately to make sure that things are in the right places. Let's see, that doesn't really need to be in that namespace, but hey. Right, conversion from a string literal to char. That's a problem because that should actually be a char const. That's a good thing to catch. Should definitely be a const pointer because we shouldn't be able to modify the string. Okay, so now we're actually building it. Yes, interesting. So we still can do that because we can still modify the string, even though we can modify the pointer, even though we can't modify the string, and that's allowed. So yeah, no pressure on the Patreon. Sorry, that sounded a bit pressury. I've really just set it up because people wanted us to do it, and I'm very happy for people to just watch it for free, obviously, and that's all good. Totally fine. But if you did want to support it, that's the way to do it. So yeah, no pressure. Okay, so we now have a working build. So let's just make sure that that all works fine. So string length, yeah, I kind of think if those tests work, I'm kind of happy. So, but it does not work. So this is not good. Let's see. So the problem is null. Right, so I didn't count on the null thing. because we can't do that. Right, oop, don't edit in Xcode ever. Right, string length, we can say if target, I'll just quit out quickly, return 0. Or what we could do is actually assert target, because we should never be asking for a string length of nil. That just doesn't sound right to me. So I think it'd be reasonable to assert the target is actually nil, not nil. That would be a reasonable thing to want to check. Let's just close that. Let it build. If you've been watching this stream for a while, you will note that the builds are now much quicker. Although, to be honest, it doesn't look very quick. My poor laptop, this is a Mac, it's a Retina Pro, it's great. Oh dear, I've broken it. It's great that I've got a Retina Pro, but you know, it's not. So what's going on here? That's bizarre. What was I saying? Oh yes, the Retina Pro thing. I love my laptop in terms of the form factor and the usage. I'm not quite so keen on the actual speed of the thing. What I could do with, especially when I'm doing live streaming, is I could probably do with a Linux desktop to run this thing on, and I'll probably set that up reasonably soon. Right, so we have an assert target. Okay, so that worked. Now we've got cursor is the same as the target. And basically, we're basically saying while star cursor plus plus. So that worked because there's nothing in it. And then the target and the cursor, I think, are probably the same thing. Let's just view that as a pointer. And it's not going to show it to me. That's really annoying. Let's just return. What did it return? What did it return? Why is that not returning? Okay. Probably doing something really, really stupid. I need to do something like human32 result equals 0, and then I'm going to say result equals cursor minus target return result. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, so the Retina Pro, it's all very nice. They work beautifully, they feel wonderful to use, the keyboards are amazing, the screens are amazing on them, but they're just not fast enough to do decent development. So really I need to buy a Mac Pro. Alternatively, I could, not remortgage my house, and I could buy a PC and run Linux on it, which is probably what I'm going to do. Okay, so that should all work. Okay, and then the result is cursor minus target, which is going to be something, is 1. Why is it 1? Yes, that's not quite what I wanted. So I actually want while cursor plus plus cursor. That's why. The reason that it failed was actually, oh no, don't actually need to build the code first. The reason that it failed was mostly down to the fact that the code was wrong. So what can you say? That's what happens. If you get your code wrong, then that's what happens. Okay. Right. Let's try and make this string length thing actually work. Actually, I'm going to delete that now. Oh, we're at the breakpoint. Fine. Yeah, did those pass? Yes, they did. Okay, so I'm happy with that all works now. Okay, so the good thing is that let's just break in the new history code a minute. Let's have a look at where it's actually assigning faces to people to make sure that that's working. So if I search in here, is it face? The face stuff is in here somewhere. Where's the code? Not that. Down here. Here. Right, so let's just make sure that it's doing at least one of these three things when we generate. Okay, so it's okay. That's good because there shouldn't be a mother or a father at this point. Yeah, your point about building a gaming PC and buying a mid-range laptop is a good one. Yeah, I get that. The screens are amazing though, and there's a lot of things I like about Macs, and we may not agree on that point, but hey. Okay, so this is good. So that means that in this particular case, we should have a non-optional type, which means that, yeah, we've got non-optional type, depends what it is. What is this type? What is it, I ask you? Where's the type? There it is, it's the base face. Yes, it's not optional because you have to have a face. And we've got random number index. We should be able to just choose the right face piece. Just make sure that our human, load the human here, has a face, and it should be filling that face up with stuff. And let's just keep going and make sure it does sort of normally, sort of roughly good things. Again, I think this is fine. Yeah, I've checked this already, so I'm happy enough. The trick is going to be to actually display it. So if we go to, let's actually just run the game again. Okay, we are running the game, I think. Right, cool, so we got a bunch of people, choose this family, choose these guys, okay. Oh, another thing that I've done recently you might be interested in is I've completely reworked all the way that the relationships work. I'm going to be blogging about that on Wednesday. But basically what's happened is that you now have a set of intimate friends or parents or relations, a set of personal friends which are kind of close friends, then you've got a few social people you know, and then you've got other people that you may or may not know. So that kind of is another way of doing it. So now your father, you see, is not one of your inner circle now, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so Joshua McIntosh has starting his game. Let's make sure this works. Hooray! That's a start. Okay, oh, we've got problems. Now this isn't actually, I should point out very quickly that this is actually not a real face yet. Yeah, we've got problems here because we haven't got the right pieces. This is just a kind of test one I was playing around with, but what I need to do now is actually write the code to put this in, which isn't very hard. We just need to get it done. So inside the character sheet controller, when we actually display the person, which I think show human GUI, we've got that in a couple of places. No, one place. Okay, what about the showing social people? Oh, we showed them differently. Right, so basically what I want to do is, here I basically want to show their face. Now, I've got the humans, so I've got the pieces I need. What I just need to do is construct basically this URL. So, what I basically need to do is say something like, thanks for the follow, VOL Kira, hopefully that'll come up in a minute on the screen. Val Kira, maybe? Don't know. How long am I streaming for? At least until 3 o'clock, possibly a bit longer today. I'm feeling in the mood for streaming. So yeah, I'll be around for an hour. Maybe I'll extend it to a couple of hours on a Monday. So yeah, anyway. Fine. So let me stop looking at Twitter. That's always a bad idea. Right, fine. Okay, so so what we want to do in here is build face. So how do we want to do this? Basically, we're going to have to grab this is librocket for the GUI, by the way, which is an okay GUI library. I probably won't use it again just because I have different ideas about stuff about how you do GUIs these days. But hey, see you later. IKLSR. Thanks for popping by. Okay, so basically we want to grab the photo from the character. So I'm going to have to put an ID in here and say character photo. That's probably what we need. So this is going to be window get element by ID character photo. Okay, once we've got that, basically what I want to do is I want to create, this is going to be photo, and basically I want to create an image of class composite. Oops. Composite. Now I don't want anything in it, so I can leave that blank, but I do need the element face piece B. That's the element. Basically I need to set the attribute, how do I use set attribute? Oh yeah, that's easy. I just do source, and then I say something like the thing. So this needs to be rocket course string. Let's do a big long one. And basically this is like print string. So I should be able to do something like composite identikit. Now they're all male at the moment, so I don't have to worry about that at the moment. And then I've got basically the string, which is going to be the piece. Then I've got the option, which is going to be an OD. And then it's the thing. Easy. But that is if the face piece, so human face dot piece, say we're on the first one, so we'll go on I, or piece index I should say. If human face piece index, then you basically need to say, or we could say face equals human face, or face piece. Basically, you enter the two list. I'll just get in the face, and then we can just say face piece index, and then we basically here we need to say something like face piece. This is not. Yes, that's right. And this will depend on. Yes. Now let's think about this. Okay. So I'm kind of writing this backwards. Basically what I want to do is loop through all of the face pieces that we have, which is reasonably easy to do. This is what we're doing in the history, so let's have a look at that code. Let's see this one here. So we've got history. We'll have to figure out how to get that face piece count. We can get it from the state, so I'll just probably grab it from the state at this point. And we're going to call that piece index instead of I, because I is a terrible name for an index. So you end up just reusing it in the wrong places. Okay, grab the human face. We can do that already up here. It's kind of unnecessary actually. Don't bother with that. Human face piece, and now this is the human face piece index. So we could probably just say human 8 piece choice equals human face piece index. And then I can say, now that's either going to be 0 if it's not there, or it's going to be a choice from 1 to X, whatever. Piece choice, and then we also need to do face piece type. Type is face piece types plus I. This is from the state. Okay, and then basically we're going to say if human face, and we basically also need to assert that piece choice is less than type piece count, so the number that we've actually got. Now the piece choice, we show it, so this just needs to be a number. Easy enough. Piece choice. This, the actual string for the piece, is going to be the type, whatever I called it. Piece? That's a terrible name again. Let's see if I can see it. Face piece type, yeah, I'm going to reload. Oh, what's happened to my screen? The screen has failed. Okay, face piece type. Prefix. And the prefix. It's called prefix. Okay. So, prefix. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to work. Now, I don't want to draw anything in this case, but I do want to, however, assert that type optional. I think, yeah, I call it optional. So I just make sure that it is actually allowed to be optional, that piece. And I think that's it. So we've got, where did the face piece get created? I guess that needs to happen in the loop. So we create the face PC. Child content there. We create it on top of the photo. Yeah, that's fine. So we just keep adding them. And the styling should take care of everything else. That means I can get rid of all of that because I don't style anything else. Great. I'm your first Patreon. Hey, my Fu Manchu, thank you for being my first Patreon. You are awesome. What can I say? Shout out to my Fu Manchu, everybody. That's brilliant. Thanks, mate. Support from people like yourself. Keep this stream alive. Okay, so here we go. So I think that should create the person in the screen in the right place, even. You know what I'm saying? That we want. Ah, we're running the game. That's why it's so unbelievably slow. Okay, the game's gone. Okay, a few errors, not surprising. Yes, that's because that should be piece index. This shouldn't be a pointer. No, it shouldn't. No, only piece. Do you mean pieces? I probably did. Yes. Yes, that's what I meant. But then count. Oh, no, count. Option count. That is indeed a better name than count, so I'll accept that. Element in the core. No, that's because it's spelled it wrong. Good. Not too bad. I've had worse bug fixing experiences. Oh, one more. Variable. Oh yeah, because that's fine. Yes, now I've got this before, haven't I? Now, what's the deal? Face piece types plus I, and I'm guessing that's just because that. What is that? Yeah, to be honest, I could just do this. Doesn't matter to me. That'll be fine. Okay. We're almost there. Right, let's run this. Okay, we're just going to zoom through character generation. We'll get Macintosh again, because I haven't changed the generation code at all. Joshua Macintosh, here we go. Let's go through your life. Okay, we have an assert, right. So the assert piece choice is less than type option count. Yes, that's, ooh, now hang on. That may or may not be true, actually, depending on the type. So this is the base face. The option count is 1 and the optional is 0. Right, so that means actually it should be less than or equal to the option count rather than less than the option count. Yeah, that's just an oversight. That's fine. Because if you have 5 options, they're numbered 1 to 5, and we have them as 1 based in the array. So we are actually allowing them to be equal to the count. So just fix that assert. Okay, if you have any questions, I say that Q&A is at the end, but while we're compiling, I'm pretty open to questions whenever you like. Okay, we're kind of running. We've got some generation going on here. It's running pretty slowly. Let's just close down everything that we don't need. Okay, let's use this family again. This is much quicker as well because I don't have to keep clicking the step forward a year. I took that out. Okay, right, we have nothing, 0. That's because I've screwed up the load, haven't I? But it's, what does that actually say? Oh, that's so hard to read. Yeah, let's just have a look at, did I turn off the, yeah, I turned off the debugger, didn't I? That's annoying. Right, so we haven't got anyone here because it's not quite right. I'm guessing that that's because it didn't do the 0 thing, which is super annoying. Maybe I've just got that wrong. Let's just have a look. Printf leading zeros. Yeah, I've just screwed that up somehow. Formatting printf with zeros. I thought you just put 0. Ah, you need to have a 0.5 or something. You can't just do 0. 09.3. I should probably just do 0.1 point, maybe. Maybe that would work. I never really know. I can't just stick in a 0 there because we might have more than one. Which is kind of annoying. Okay, it's just building. The debug cycle on this is a couple of minutes, which, to be honest, is a couple of minutes too long. I would love to get sort of live code editing set up here. It already does live code editing for changing the RML for the markup for the GUI, but it would be nice not to have to go through this process every time when you make a code change. Right, didn't quite work. No, that doesn't appear to have done what I was hoping. No, it hasn't done it. Damn. That's annoying. Okay. That's super annoying. Right, so this isn't working. Am I going to have to construct my own leading 0? Oh, it's so annoying. What I might do is just say face string and then pass in the type prefix and the piece choice and the buffer, rather than relying on my own, relying on the annoying code here. This annoying what we call string thing. If I just pass in the buffer there, and then basically say I've got a strings thing here, so I can do internal method void face string, and that requires a prefix, which will be char const star prefix, and then a piece choice, which will be a uint8, and then we've got a buffer, which will be char star buffer, and then it'll be uint32 max length. Okay, so in this case, what I can do, which is not that, what I can do is basically say sn printf, and actually do it with a proper printf. Now I can always then replace these with my own code, should I get annoyed with it. So I should be able to do a composite identikit. This is annoying because this is GUI code. Identikit mail.png, and then we've got prefix there. Okay, so that should now do the trick. Super annoying, but there we go. Oh, and the other thing I want to do, actually no, I don't really need to yet. Do that in a minute. This kind of screwing around is really annoying. But you know, it's just one of those things you have to go and sometimes do. Stream just dropped for me. I hope that hasn't dropped for you. I'm just going to make sure it hasn't. No, the others are still on. Should be okay. Okay, that didn't run because I screwed up something. Yes, that's because I just blatantly failed to do that. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the stream's still working. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that. Ooh, I've spotted something annoying though. That's super annoying. The chat window is just a little bit too low. Oh, something. The Y position. It's just not quite in the right place. Do I change that on the stream? Probably a bad idea. No, that's too low. 1.8. No. 1.7. 1, 5. 1. No, definitely not 1. 1, 5. 1, 2, 5. I don't think I can do anything about that. That's because the quality of this particular chat thingy is annoyingly bad. The only other thing I can do is just stick this one up a little bit. Sorry, that was just really, really bothering me. Yeah, that's better. Sorry about that. Okay, right, so let me just save that before I forget. That's it. Okay, right. Building away. Generating histories. Okay, let's see if this is now a little bit better. In fact, what I would like to do is just break in the appropriate point. So let's just break here. Okay, start game. Okay, so we've got face PC, yeah. And let's just make sure the face string actually did the thing I was hoping it would do. So it hasn't done the right thing. I'm just not getting there. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Of course. It's got to be 0, 2D, otherwise it's not going to come from 2. That's just, oops. That is just a complete fail. Of course it has to be 2 length, otherwise it's never going to work. Otherwise it's just going to print 1. With no leading zeros, because there are no leading zeros, because it's just printing 1. I'm an idiot. Okay. It's always doubly embarrassing when you make some stupid mistake like that on the stream. Probably people watching thinking, no, but if you just did that thing, then, well, yeah. Moving on. So, once we built the history, okay, choose a family. Joshua McIntosh, struggling with gym work, but then became good at it. Starting the game. Right, let's see if that worked. Looking at the buffer to make sure it's got a reasonable file name in it. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. Great, let's play it. Let's run the code. Let's see the game. Hey, look at that. Joshua is sporting a particularly nice tash. Liking that. Now this artwork is test artwork. It's not finalized, so as you can see, the glasses are a bit crap there. We need to kind of figure out how that's going to look. In fact, I don't really like those glasses, so I'm probably going to ditch those. Now, yeah, the next thing to do is actually add these guys in. But if you look at Ty McIntosh, who has had some trouble. Ty should have actually changed that, but that didn't work. And in fact, it's actually created. Oh dear. Yes, that's not what I expected to happen. Let's just go with that one first. Okay, Ty doesn't appear to be showing. This is your brother, so that's you. That's your brother. So your brother isn't doing what you'd expect it to do. He's showing exactly the same. Well, he could have exactly the same. Oh, actually, he hasn't got exactly the same. He's got slightly different nose and hair, which is interesting. Oh, that thing is just wrong as well. So we've got a couple of things to fix, but that's a start. It's a start. So here, look, character relation to you. Unfortunately, what I did is I need to move 1, 2, 2, move down to 1, 3, 8. That's more like it. Okay, so that's easily fixed. That was just the fact that I was just dumping the wrong thing in there. So yeah, those glasses need some improvement. So what I said to my artist was that I would just copy and paste anything that I didn't like. So I'll do that. Now these ones, I need to fill in these, and that shouldn't be too hard. So let's get that done, because they're all wrong at the moment. Okay, I just need to stop the game. Can't run the game at the same time as live streaming. Okay, so this is exciting. This is exciting stuff. So these are all wrong, so we're going to get rid of those. We need the ID is going to be the entry. Hang on, what's this one? Oh, this isn't even a thing. So I'm actually going to leave that blank because we don't care about that one. That's just for something else. This is the one I care about. So the div, this is going to have to be ID. This is a social template. So it's going to be human photo. Delete all of those. Like all the other one. Character photo. Yeah, that's probably okay. I kind of want it to be the contact or the friend photo maybe. Yeah. Okay, so when in here we add the social element, add a social entry, we also need to do this stuff. So that means I need to break this out somehow into a, based on the human face. Let's extract this and call this something. So we'll say display face GUI. Okay, and we'll pass in a face, and we'll pass in an element. So this will be a human face, and then photo, and we'll also need the state. Face piece types, and that'll be the first one. Yeah, that's fine. So then we grab that, and up here somewhere we will probably just before the social entry. Yeah. We will do a void display face GUI, and we passed in the face piece type, which is the start of the array. Types, and then we passed in the human's face, and then we also passed in something else which momentarily escapes me. What was it? Oh, the element. Rocket core element. Okay, so now let's just hook this up correctly. So this is no longer referring to the state. This can just be types plus piece index. That's easy to do. This is no longer human face, it's just face. Okay, so that means that all of the, actually I think I only refer to it in this one place. So this is just face pieces. And then this is no longer photo, this is element. And then let's see. Face PC said, oh, that's okay. I think that might be it. So then display face GUI, that's going to take the address of that. And that's it. Maybe. Probably not. Actually, probably not. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, right. Too many hours to function call, expected bar. What the heck? What? Yeah, so there's a couple of things. I probably just missed a bracket or something. That's probably what I've done. Yes, I think I've missed the end bracket for that method. Yes, I have. So that will fix that update weirdness. Okay. We are almost here. Okay. Right, okay, so this just needs to be the first one. Why can't I do that? It's an array of pointers. I just want the first one. Yeah, I probably just need to do that. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. It's tricky. It's probably more sensible actually to do this. And then when this thing is called, I just pass in the thing. I think that's the thing to do. Okay. Let's go. Okay, let's just see if that works. Looks like hopefully the stream quality is okay. My video keeps pausing, which is really annoying. I run a little video of what Twitch is actually seeing just to make sure that it hasn't died horribly. It keeps going offline, so I have to keep reloading the page, which then loads the adverts again, which is very annoying. Okay, choose. Choose the same options every time just so I get the same character. Yay, there's Joshua again. It should be exactly the same. Now, hopefully, that had absolutely no effect. Ah, yes, of course. Because I haven't actually added the code to actually call it. So, in our add social element to thing here, might as well just do it here. Yes, so I'm going to need to, whoops, social e get element. I think I called it friend something, didn't I? Friend photo, that's it. So I'll grab that, and then I might as well just pop that straight in there, like that. Great, that'll do. And delete that, fine. Close, stop the game running. Really, really need a powerful PC. I have an old Litecoin server down here, which unfortunately is now no longer worth running. So I think I need to kind of basically dismantle it. It's got two massive graphics cards in it, which work really well. And I've got an old SSD that I can use. I think the processor isn't very good. If I update the processor to a decent one, buy a new motherboard, then I've probably got a decent build server. I've probably got two machines within that. If I just kind of work on improving that, then I should be able to build myself a pretty kick-ass server to run live streaming on. The thing is, though, I've got to finish this game. There's so much to do. What do I have at the moment? New PC? Oh, this is a MacBook, a Retina Pro. It's basically my main laptop that I use for everything I do. I love this laptop. It's just not fast enough to stream and develop on at the same time. It just struggles with doing it. It's probably all of the kind of cruft around the edges that I've got running. Maybe I should just take that stuff out, but I quite like it. Okay, let's see. There's Joshua. Let's see. Ooh, they're all looking exactly the same. That's not a good sign. Did I pick the wrong person? Maybe I did. Let's see. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, obviously they're all males at the moment. Yeah, they're all picking the same details. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Let's see if anyone's got anything different. There's your mum. Has anyone not got glasses on? Yeah, so that's just broken horribly. So let's see if we can find out why that's happening. I can pretty much upgrade my PC anytime I want. I always have the excuse it's a tool for my work, so my wife doesn't nag me much. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. For me, it just comes down to time. You know, I can upgrade. It's all expensed anyway. You know, I registered for VAT and all of that because I do other software development. I have a software development contracting company, but you know, I just don't have the time to get down and do it. I want to code. I want to get this game done. Okay, maybe when I'm burnt out with coding, I'll just get it done. Right, so let's see. So that kind of worked, but it didn't do anything useful. And specifically, I have a feeling that history code is suspect. Let's see. So maybe what we need to do is actually break in the history code again. Just make sure that this is not doing something strange. We know that this one works fine, but this doesn't seem to be doing anything else. It seems to be generating other people. Or we're just showing the wrong person each time, which is possible. Display face, face, display, face, display. What am I doing? Oh, in the wrong card file, that's why. Wow, this machine is tanking 46. What is going on? Oh, it's probably backing up or something. Hang on, let me just figure out why it's taking up all the processing. I'll do that in the background. Right, so just go to face, go to face GUI. Which face are we using? Human face. Yeah, that's the right one there. What about here? Yeah, this is the right person. It's showing the right person. They've just got the crazy statistics. It doesn't sound right. Okay, I'm going to rerun the game. Right. What's going on with the CPU? Please. It's not happy. It's load 40 at the moment, which is insane. Right. Okay. So human face pieces is secondary face piece. Just make sure that worked. So that will be just one. Doesn't make any difference. Next one is probably just something dumb. I'm just not getting right. Why is this not working? Right. So we've got 5, 1 and 5. Yeah, secondary face pieces. It could be the entire family that's inherited the glasses, because we've got two people together who liked glasses. It just doesn't seem very plausible. Why only that eyewear? Let's just have a look at the eyewear itself. It's the eyewear 1 or eyewear 2, but eyewear is optional. Basically, it's likely to choose one of them. Yeah, you see, this is where I think I'm going to introduce the other thing that I want to change. Basically, I just want to find out whether or not anyone has got any kind of different eyewear. Let's get rid of those, actually. I might just turn them off for a minute, because they're useful. Okay. Let's see if anyone else has decided to have any other eyewear. Yeah, I have. It's hard to get a machine how you like it. I have all my config in a config files GitHub repository, which is publicly available. So that really does help to get things running. Is it running? Should be running. Where's the game gone? Hello, game. Is it there? Pause. It's doing stuff. Run. There it is. Not quite sure what I've done to it. We'll just close it for a minute. Try again. Let us try again. Okay, so hello if you've just joined us. We are in the process of trying to get the face stuff to work. We've got some new artwork from our artist Amar, which is fantastic, and we're just trying to make these faces work. Now that looks lovely, except that everybody has that face, which doesn't really feel right to me. So the grandfather, here we go. So that's looking better. Oh, I know why. Look at that. Can you see what's happening? The faces are being overdrawn on each other. So that was pretty freaky, isn't it? I'm not sure about that one. Which Peggy rating are we going for? I need to think about that. Okay, so I did ask for a bionic eye, possibly a little bit freaky though, but anyway. Okay, so we need to clear it. That's pretty obvious in hindsight, but you never think of these things. So element set inner RML clear. What that'll do is it'll just blank everything. Destroys the whole thing, which means that we should actually have the right things now. Otherwise, it's just going to throw the same thing on every time. But it does look like it's not just showing the same face, which is the important thing. Those glasses are a bit of an eyesore, I have to say. Maybe they should only be given to certain people, certain special people, I don't know. At the moment, I'm just randomly generating it all, and it's going through the genetic system, so that means that you'll inherit your visible features from your parents, which is pretty cool. But obviously things like suits and ties you don't really inherit, and maybe you shouldn't inherit glasses either. Needs a bit of thought. Okay, just working through the character generation. Okay, here we go. Joshua, there he is, and hopefully, yeah, they're all looking pretty similar. Hopefully we've actually got some different people. So if I go for my brother, he's got the same people. I've got my grandfather. Right, so there's my grandfather. Ooh, interesting, because when I go back here, he doesn't look right. No. He just looks like me. Whereas if I go forward to my grandson, they all look the same. Ah, that means that actually what's happening is it's replacing... yes, I'm working on fashion accessories. My mentioned that's what I'm up to. I'm building the wrong thing. I'm displaying the wrong thing in the GUI. So that means that I'm probably displaying the wrong face. So in the social entry, it's the target. That's what I'm doing. Fine. I'm showing the wrong face. Simple, easy bug to fix. Just need to look at that now. So now hopefully you'll see a bunch of different types of people rather than just the same person. Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, let's have a look. They all look the same to me. Did I get that wrong? My brother looks the same. They all still look the same. What have I done wrong here? Did I forget to build the game? 1456? No, I don't think I did. The exact time. 58? Oh, maybe I did. That was over 2 minutes ago. It's quite possible I just forgot to build the game that time. Sorry. Distracted by my wife shouting at our rabbits to stop eating the garden, basically. That's what was going on here. That's what happens here. It all kicks off. Okay, did I build that time? Yes. 14:59 already. Oh, we've had so much fun and the hour is almost up. I might carry on for a bit longer. I'd quite like to get this sorted out today. Oops, close that now. Is it running? I thought I hit run. Maybe I didn't. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Is this going to work? It's frozen again. Twitch, please behave. It doesn't always behave, that's for sure. Okay. Right. Choose the old Macintoshes again. Edgar. Falling out with Edgar. It's a bit sad. Oh, you can't stay friends with everyone. Okay. Quite literally you can't. Okay, let's see. Yes, that looks better. Edgar Macintosh. There he is. So basically, most of my family look entirely alike, which is quite funny. Including my grandmother. She just looks like me. There's our father. There he is. So he looks kind of freaky, but there we go. And that's all his family. His grandmother, his father looks like that. Rocky, yeah, you're all pretty much into it. And then a great uncle, great grandmother. There's my great grandmother. Yeah, we all look quite similar. It looks like the scar should be on top. of the bionic eye. I'll just double check that that's the case. Let's see. Scar, it is drawn atop. I think that's probably right. Yeah, no, we'll go with that. Okay, uncle. Yeah, everyone has the bionic eye. Pretty much. That's because there's only one, but it is optional. Let's try and find someone who doesn't have it. Make sure. Oh, here's got someone. Julian Bootle. There he is. Don't know much about him. Let's see if he married. Oh, charmingly looking woman. And that's him. He also got married to LaShawn. Whew, liking that character. That is awesome. Okay, well we can probably do something about the beard and things like that. So that's fine. So we'll work that out a bit later. Wade Langley, who is father. What's happening here? Wow, that's a kind of an interesting hairdo. I need to take a picture of that one because that one hasn't quite worked. Kind of interesting though. Simone Pye. Nice name. Obviously I need some women in here. I'll sort that out. Yeah, that's looking okay, that one. Happy enough with that. Just kind of looking for different characters just to kind of find people that haven't actually worked for some reason. No, he looks pretty cool. Virgil Eden. I like this guy. He's cool. Let's see. Vanessa Sargent. Yeah, looks fine. Yeah, now that didn't really work, did it? You see his face is slightly lighter than the surroundings, so I need to just take a picture of that. His uncle's looks pretty cool. Right, so what I'm going to do in the last bit of the stream, before we close, is firstly I'm going to ask any questions because I said that I'd do questions after an hour. So if you do have any, do let me know. I'd be very happy to answer them if you'd like to. So yeah, go ahead with that. If there are no questions, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the way that the face piece stuff works. So instead of optionality, I'm going to have percentage chance of existence. So that means that, for example, the base face is 100% chance, eye is also 100%. Basically anything that's 0 is 100%. Now, everything else is possibles. So the eyes overlay cyber eye. I think that 5% of people might have that. Scars. Ooh. Now I could make that a part of an injury. For the moment, I think I'll just make it random. Again, 5%. Suit is optional. Yeah, these are going to be done differently, so that's actually 0. 0 for now. Beard. Well, it depends on how fashionable you think beards are. I think that the chance of having a beard is going to be around about, let's make it 50, of some description. And eyewear, I see the glasses. I think, again, the chances of having glasses on are probably about 5%. Beard's probably a bit high. Let's go for 30. Okay, so that's a good start. Now I just need to change the way that this works. So let's just close the game for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the reading code, which is in new history, a face piece, and the reading code is, actually, is it initialized state? I think it might be in the state code. There it is. So what I'm doing here is I've got a face piece type. I'm grabbing a new one. All I'm doing here is I want to say percentage chance is the last one, and this is just going to be 50. Okay, so that means that now face piece type is out of date, so I can change this to 52 percentage chance. Okay, and build that. That will cause some problems. Wow, the computer was really loaded. I think it might be something to do with this. I'm going to have to hide this video preview. Let's just close it. Yeah, there we go, that will help. Basically, Twitch does take up rather a lot of CPU just by looking at stuff on the screen, but it's really helpful to have it running. Yeah, that's definitely helped. Okay, so there's no type option on, right. So in this case, basically I need to make another random number roll. And I need to say if roll is less than or equal to type percentage chance, then we're going to choose one. Oh no, hang on. Yes. Then we're going to choose one, and we're going to make sure we add one to it. Otherwise, it's going to be 0, because we're not going to have one. Okay, that should do it. Might be a couple of other problems. Okay, if we don't have one, assert type optional less than 100, to make sure that we don't have something certain that didn't appear. We don't want to have missing pieces of faces. That will be very freaky. Percentage chance. Oh, it's amazing how much the computer's calmed down since I did that, since I turned off the video preview. Okay. Okay, kind of out of time. How do we go 10 minutes over though? Right, let's see if we can make this work. So that means that if we got that right, let's just double check by just stopping here. Okay, now let's have a look at the type. Percentage chance of a t-shirt is 0, so that should never happen. Yeah. Let's try something else. All right, percentage chance of eyes is 100, so that should always happen. And then percentage chance here of ear is 100, so that should always happen. Let's find something that isn't 100. Okay, percentage chance is 30. The roll is, oh, it's a different roll. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem actually. I'm masking that. That's correct, but I think I should probably change that. We just do that quickly. I don't have to rebuild though. This is face piece roll. Okay, that's it. Anyway, that looks like it's fine, so let's carry on. Get rid of that one. So this means that I should see less people with beards. Ooh, interesting. String from falling out. So they've fallen out with someone. They've fallen out with someone who's widowed. How is that possible? Okay, so you have a relationship with someone. This is weird. Okay, let's investigate. You have a relationship with someone and you've fallen out with them. But you've fallen out with them because they have been widowed. So who am I? I'm a human who's alive, and the other person has been widowed. I have a widowed relationship with that person. So the target is 214. So the target should be dead, right? Target should definitely be dead. We don't have resurrection people. She's not dead, yet we've been widowed. That's a bug. What's going on? So if we are the spouse, we change the relationship between bereaved index and the died person to be widowed. Yeah, so we have a widowed relationship with them, which means they should be dead. So when there's a death, okay, so this is when death happens. Ooh, results false. Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure that that actually gets propagated through. Step result, if step result. There's another death there. Where else does death happen? Death happens there, which is when it really, yeah, that's fine. So how is it possible? Well, the thing is, let's try this again without actually breaking this time, just to make sure it's not some annoying overwrite bug. That's the first thing. Okay, yeah, we've got the same problem. So I thought that this had gone away with the target being dead, but it looks like we've got a relationship set to widowed with someone who isn't yet dead, which is a problem. This is not something I wanted to look at now, I have to say. Something I could have done without looking at now, but I'm going to have to because we can't not look at it. So we've got what's happening here is that we've figured out that we're falling out with them. Now we can only fall out with them if they're not dead. The target is okay, this is weird because we have the relationship. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong relationship here. The relationship status is widowed. So we have a relationship with target 214. The status is widowed. However, the target we're checking is actually index 42. So there's something really weird going on here. Now this could be something to do with the relationship swap. Yes, it's probably this. Yes, okay, that makes sense. So what's happening is the target's dead, but we're now looking at a new relationship, which is wrong. Because what we've done is we've swapped. What happens is we basically sort the friendships. I'm going to write about this on Wednesday, sorry. But what we're doing is we're sorting the relationships so that we're basically saying if you fail a charm test or something similar, then you drop down in the rankings for that particular person, which means that, and there's some modifications there about making that stuff easy. So that means that when I swap those relationships over, then we actually do the falling out check. But the problem is that we've now got we're now moving the relationships around. So the pointer we're pointing to is actually the next relationship. And we've moved the next relationship down one. So we shouldn't be doing this anything to do with the relationship at all here, because this is a new one. We could use the swap. I think we're doing that anyway, actually. This is the wrong place, so falling out. Right, here. Let's have a look at this code. So this rel status, yeah, that's completely bogus. Basically, anything referring to rel here is wrong. Rels is fine. Rels is a list of relationships, so these two are wrong. So what we could do, I think we're referring to swap. Yeah, we are. We could just refer to swap. We could just say current relationship, and then we can, instead of saying swap, current rel, and then we can basically say current rel, and actually you can refer to it like that, and then say the same thing here. Okay, that's better. Does that make sense? What's happening is that we were trying to see how we would talk about falling out with someone when we've been widowed from them. So how can you fall out with someone who's dead? Basically what will happen is that you'll still stay very intimate with someone who's died, but then as kind of you forget slowly about them, basically it will drop off over a number of years. It's kind of like the grieving process, that's the idea. Okay, so, but you shouldn't be able to fall out with them. We're not interested in falling out at this point. Let's just make sure that we should still be able to fail the charm test, which we do, so that's fine. Okay, right, so let's just make sure that it doesn't look like that failed in the same place, so that's a good thing. Okay, Nathaniel Langford, new character because you've changed the way the thing works. Right, what have we got? Bad instruction, right, okay. So the percentage chance, the piece choice was 0. There was no piece choice. That means the type option count was 1. But we shouldn't be able to choose the 0. Ooh, interesting. So this particular person had a face that doesn't have a face. It doesn't have a face at all. What's wrong with this person? I think I might know. This is a newborn. It's very likely. So target is year born 2272. Oh, okay. That's not this year. They may have died. Yeah, they died in infancy. Okay, so the problem that we've got here is that this person couldn't be shown because they actually died before their face was generated, which is pretty harsh, you have to say. Now, their face is generated literally in the first year of their life, but it's not generated instantly because there's a couple of reasons for that. One being that you can actually choose which parent you actually take after, which I kind of want to keep. So what I'm thinking is, actually I might just check that coding. I need to think about that a bit. It's just an assertion, which I don't really. Yes, I just want to fix that bug by saying make sure we use old relationship, not new spot in one for checking. Okay, that's cool. Just want to check that in just so that I had that bug that we found with the assert. Okay, so in this case, we don't actually have someone to show at all. So we're gonna, at the moment, we're gonna show a blank screen. So actually, this assert isn't valid. So we need to put a note here. They might not have a face generated if they died in infancy. To do when we have a generic child face, put this assert back. Okay. Yeah, that's a starting point, at the very least. Just let that compile. Okay. It's amazing, since I stopped that video preview, I've stopped Flash running. Stop the video preview. It started again. As soon as I stopped that, the machine just completely calmed down. It's just amazing how slow Flash is on Safari. Hi chat. Right, okay. Back to the interesting stuff. Let's generate these guys. Okay, born. Okay, let's have a look. There's Nathaniel, he's looking pretty good. That hair isn't quite right. So let me just take a picture of that. This bit here is a bit wrong. But okay, we've got, these are your social relationships. These are the ones you're really close to. You're close to your friend's mother. That's kind of creepy, especially when she looks like that. But ooh, funny elf ears. Yeah, I'm not sure about the elf ears. I think the elf ears are going to have to go. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks reasonable. The bald patch is just a little bit weird. So this is your mother. Yeah, she looks, funny enough, just like you do. With almost no change, but you know, that's the way it works. What about your father? What does he look like? He looks okay. That's your great grandmother. Oh, we've got some problems there. Now, is that because we're putting the eyes on first? That could just be because the eyes are going on in the wrong order. Let's have a quick look. Right, so eyes are going on before nose. That may not be what my artist guy was expecting. In which case, we could definitely put the nose on first. Let's put the nose on first, which unfortunately needs a rebuild because I don't have any way of reloading that file. Because it's loaded and cached at start, or restart I should say. Unfortunately, I've also forgot to figure out, okay,